Okay, we are recording. So, guys, we're really excited to have you join us for this coach opportunity call. My name is Joe Saya. Is my business partner, Mike Dedoes. So, we're going to start quickly and just each share a little bit about our story with Beachbody, and and then we're going to jump into the topics that we have for today. So, we're going to talk a little bit about what coaching is. We're going to get into what coaches do, where we go, how we get paid, and some of the objections that we face, and then also how you can get started too. All right. So, like I said, my name is Joe Saya. I'm a 46-year-old dad of three boys, living just north of Boston, Massachusetts, if you can't tell by the accent. About 6 years ago, I started with Beachbody, and the reason that happened was because at that time I was about 70 pounds overweight. I had just turned 40 years old, and I wasn't happy with how I felt. I was tired all the time. I had three younger boys at the time. My boys are 12, and I have 8-year-old twins now. So my oldest was 6 at the time, and the twins were only 2. And all three of them were outrunning me. And, anytime I went to play with them, they're running around. I'd get tired, and I just want to sit down on the couch or sit outside and just watch them play. And that wasn't the type of dad I wanted to be. I felt like I was being a terrible dad because dads should be out there playing with their kids. I wanted to make a change, but it was hard. Change is hard. I tried going to the gym, was very inconsistent there, didn't have the support. The gym doesn't care if you have a membership and don't show up. So as long as you keep making the payments, they don't have a problem. I started off, maybe 3 days a week, then slowly it went to 2 days a week, then 1 day a week. Then it was probably like 1 or 2 days a month. And that went on for a while. And like I said, I wasn't getting the result. I wasn't getting any results. In fact, things were getting worse. And so I needed to do something. And a friend of mine lent me a home workout from Beachbody. It was a 90-day program, and each workout was 30 minutes. And I figured if I can't do a 30-minute workout at home, then I've got a big problem. So showed up on day one, and I pressed play. I did the workout. It was really tough. I was sweating profusely. I thought I was going to die, but I didn't. I got through the workout. And the most important thing, one of my friends who was doing the program with me, he checked in on me. He wasn't a coach. I wasn't a coach at the time. So this wasn't really Beachbody accountability, but we were both doing the program, and we naturally checked in on each other. And, he said, "Hey, I did the workout. It was really tough." And he did the work, and I did the workout. I'm like, "Yes, it was awful. I was like nearly dead." And, but we did that. We both checked in on each other. And then the coolest thing happened the very next day. I showed up again on day 2. And so did my friend. And we continued to check in on each other, kept texting. I finished my workout. And there was no way that if I got that text saying I finished my workout, there was no way that I was going to let the day go by without me doing my workout too. And so that went on, and we did this program twice together. And then we did the next program together, and the next program together, and the next program together. The long and the short was, at the end of this whole thing, in about a little over a year, I had lost 70 pounds. And my friend had lost 60 pounds. And I had been on cholesterol meds up until that time when I started. It had been almost 10 years. My cholesterol was through the roof. My doctor was unhappy with how I looked and how I felt, and how my health status was. And I went for my next physical and down like close to 70 pounds. And she took me off cholesterol meds. And I was scared. I thought, like, I've been relying on these little pills for close to 10 years. Like, is this okay? And she's like, I think you're going to be fine. And so she did a trial, 3 months off the meds. 3 months later, I tested my cholesterol again. And my cholesterol was actually better 3 months later, not on the pills, than it was 3 months earlier. And she's like, any remaining medication that you have, you can just throw it down the toilet. And that's exactly what I did. And now at 46, I'm in the best shape of my life. I owe it all to Beachbody. I haven't stopped now. I've actually gone from somebody who hated fitness, hated exercising, to somebody who is literally addicted to working out every day because I want that endorphin rush. I love feeling like just that confidence that I have. And more than that, the pride that I see in my boys' faces when, they see me working out and they just come over and they're like, can I work out with you too? And it doesn't matter whether I'm doing cardio or if I'm doing weights or if I'm doing yoga, they love working out with me. And my wife works out with me now too, and she's doing awesome with her fitness, and it's just become a family thing. And that is something I never knew that I wanted until I had it, and now I absolutely love it. So how did I become a coach? Well, my friend Dave, who I mentioned before, one of his friends was a Beachbody coach, and she took notice of Dave and I working out together. And so she reached out to me and she said, hey, I see that you're into fitness and you're doing some Beachbody programs. Have you ever considered doing this coaching thing? I'm a coach and I think you'd be great at it. And I was like, well, hey, tell me more. And she said that she was doing a sneak peek, very similar to this, although it was back then we were doing them over 5 days. Now we're cramming it all into less than an hour for you guys. So I went to that sneak peek and they shared a lot of what we're going to share with you guys tonight. And I really think after like the first day of that sneak peek, I was like, I've got to do this. And at the end of the 5-day sneak peek, I was all in, and it's been one of the best things that I've done. Mike and I have become great friends, and we would never have met had it not been for this opportunity. Mike, I think at the time you were living in Michigan. Now he's living in Tennessee. I've never been to Michigan, so I never would have met Mike. I have been to Tennessee though, but through Beachbody only. And Mike will get to some of that too about our travels and stuff. So anyway, that's my story. I'm going to turn it over to Mike so he can share a little bit about himself. So take it away, Mike.
All right. Thank you for showing, Joe. You're always inspirational with your story and just like how you went from where you're at before, all the adversity that you went through, all the doubts, but you still showed up because you had that strong why reason and was your kids to live your best life with this only life that you have to live. So I just want to say I'm proud of you, man. I'm just so grateful for our friendship. And I want to say thank you guys for joining. I'm going to talk a little bit about my story. It's crazy. Like I was just thinking about it today. I was doing a live video outside when I let out my dog. I'm like, man, I've gotten a lot more confident compared to how I was back then, because this would be the last thing I would do, guys. Like talking in front of people. This was when I did presentations in school, I would always let other people talk before I would go up there. And the thing is, like, if I just went first, I would have got rid of the fear and the anxiety. But I kept building it up, waiting till the end. And that's how I was as a kid. I didn't know my value. I rode the short bus to school. I struggled with a learning disability. I tried so hard to be cool to everybody, for everyone to like me. I just remember I got picked on, I got bullied, and it's one of those things where you just go through life and you have these times in your life where you're just kind of running on autopilot, and it's like one negative thing stacked on top of another, and I just built all these layers over the years, and my subconscious mind was focusing on the negative things, so that's all I would focus on. Like any kind of adversity I went through, I would automatically look at the negative. And why don't these people like me? Why are they inviting um, their friends out to hang out? Why aren't they inviting me out? I just remember in high school just trying to for everyone to accept me. I was very timid. Um, I, I was cool with everybody. Everybody liked me, but I just did not speak my mind. And after high school, it just kept building on top of each other. Um, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I'm like, I really like computers. Let's do something with computers. So I went away to school to learn about computer info systems. And it was a way of trying not to put myself out there too much in front of people. And it was like something I was good at. I could just be at a computer. I don't have to really deal with people. And I just remember when I went to college, my buddy Adam, he was the one that got me into weightlifting. And I would do push-ups, I would do sit-ups. I'd be like, I'm exercising. Like back when I was back in high school, like I didn't really follow a fitness program. I didn't know anything about how I should lift or anything like that. So the day that I went to the gym with him, I got hooked on weightlifting. I just love that muscle pump feeling. And that became my passion. Like I would go to the gym with him sometimes 2 hours a day. But here's the thing, when I went to the gym, I was spending half of the time talking to people. And I just remember, so you have to have like certain amount of rest in between your sets in order to get the best results. And I just remember me resting so long in between sets. So I got results, but they weren't as great of results as I've got as a Beachbody coach. Less than an hour a day. I don't have to drive to the gym. I save money. I have personal trainers that are on the Netflix. We call it the Netflix of fitness, Beachbody on Demand. It's basically like Netflix, but you have all your programs that you can pick from. Anything from dancing to weightlifting and stuff like that. So I'm saving money. I'm getting better results. But here's the thing. I'm going to rewind to back where I was when I was doing my own thing. I was living my life on autopilot. I graduated with my computer info systems degree. I just remember struggling in job interviews. Like I just didn't know my self-worth. And it hurt so bad. Just wanting the job so much and just feeling so nervous. And every time that I would fail it, I felt like I'm I felt like I'm a failure. There's a difference between failure and failing, or I'm a failure and failing. And I felt like I was a failure. So I settled with working at my uncle's company doing sheet metal fabrication. And that's when I just had this idea of, all right, let's go get my personal training certification. So end up getting my personal training certification, but I still was operating out of that scarcity mindset. I still didn't see my worth. That's how I am. I work hard at whatever I put my mind to. So I was working hard, and then I would have these clients that would come see me, and then they would either fall off or they wouldn't show up. And that really got me even lower into this self-doubt. And you know what, maybe fitness isn't for me. And I went back to the gym, doing my own thing. And it's crazy like how these opportunities are just randomly presented to you. I was going to the gym one day and my brother called me and he's like, I know you're into fitness. I know you're into health. Uh, one of my customers she wants to talk to you. She has this opportunity that may be a good fit for you. So it's like, I'm like, I don't know. Like it's a stranger and can I trust that person? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go, see what she has to say. And she talked to me the first time and I thought it was some kind of online personal training. Um, but it was doing the Beachbody programs, taking the Beachbody supplements. I'm like, I don't know if I want to be a salesperson. I don't know about this. But then she kept like checking in with me and like really caring about me and really wanting to help me grow and show up for myself first. So I'm just like, you know what? This isn't selling. This is helping somebody with a solution that's going to change their life. So I decided to sign up, but when I signed up, I wasn't all in. I'm going to talk later on about the differences between coaches. Basically, I signed up for a new program. I'm like, she sent me a video for this new lifting program, 90-day program. I'm like, this program looks awesome. I'm going to sign up. So I ended up signing up. I was more like a discount coach where it was like, you don't have to help anybody. You don't have to sell to anybody. You don't have to share to anybody, but you still get the discounts on the products. So that's what I did. I signed up for the discount. And then she was just telling me how she was a school teacher. She was an elementary school teacher and she put a lot of time into this and a lot of passion. She grew her skills, she grew her mindset, and she reached a point where she was able to do this full time. So I was in the support groups. I was in the Facebook support groups. I was seeing people getting results, seeing people change their lives. And I just remember like we had a team call one time where another lady, she said she brought her husband home from the military because that's the cool thing with this business. Like whatever you put into it, you get back out. You got to stay patient. But here's the thing, when you learn new skills, when you grow your mindset, when you are around people, when you're around successful people that show you what they do in order to be successful, it's all about duplicating and just figuring out the way it works for you. So she told me about that story. And that's like when I went all in. Like nothing compares to, like I still work IT right now and I'm doing this on the side and I'm putting a lot of time into it and I'm focusing on changing people's lives and adding value. But my computer job is nowhere near as fulfilling as waking up and looking at your phone and seeing messages from somebody saying, hey man, I lost 30 pounds. Like, it's so crazy. I was about to get like my challenger. If I didn't reach out to her, if I didn't follow up with her, she would not be close to 50 pounds lost right now. So I remember that every time I'm about to invite somebody. Yes, it's uncomfortable sometimes, but you can potentially save that somebody. You could save that somebody's, I can't talk. You could save that person's life. So ever since that, I gained 10 pounds of muscle with Body Beast. I am as confident as I've ever been in my life. I did a physique competition. I won top 10. I just did a 31-mile race this year. I made the leap of faith to move from Michigan to Tennessee, even though it's super scary. I've been delaying it for the longest time. I'm in mastermind groups with a bunch of other entrepreneurs that just dream bigger. Because here's the thing, a lot of our lives, we're focusing on what our parents told us we need to do. We're focusing on what society told us we need to do. But it is so fulfilling going after what you want in life. And that's the biggest change that I've ever made in my life. Like, the muscles are cool. Running 31 miles is really cool, but nothing feels as good as like looking at yourself in the mirror and just being at peace and just loving yourself and being proud of how much internal growth you've done, how far you've come from where you're at before. So should I go into
Yeah. No, that's awesome, Mike. And your story is very inspiring to me as well. And, I just really am proud of how much you have grown since the first day I met you. And I know you did a lot of growing even before that. So, but, that's one of the cool things about this opportunity. It's not just physical. It's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. And, we'll get into it later too. It's also financial. So, but yeah, so Mike, let's get into the topics. And the first one is yours. So, what is Beachbody coaching?
All right, guys. So as I said before, I signed up as a discount coach because I didn't have that belief in myself. I didn't know that I could do bigger things with this. But here's the thing, there's different levels of coaching. You could be a discount coach, which is 25% off all products. There's part-time coaching, which is kind of like hobby coaching. So you could be like a in between, like you could be a discount coach and then hobby coach. So like, for example, if life gets busy or something, you could say like, all right, I'm just going to go for the discount and then wait for next month. And then I'm going to put more time into the business. Or you could go all in. Like, the coolest thing with this opportunity is there's no limit on how much you can grow. That being said, in order to get to where you want to be at, in order to make this into a full-time income, it's not a quick fix. It's just like building any other business. Like, it's going to take time in order to build trust, in order to build that client base, in order to show people this vision of what it could be. It's going to take time in order to work through those layers of self-limiting beliefs that you've developed over the years. Because that's my biggest thing. It's not learning new things. It's a lot of getting rid of things that hold me back. And the more layers I get rid of, the more confident I show up, the less things that get in my way. So you could be a combination, or you could be a discount coach. You could be in between. So like a discount and part-time coach, or you could do like part-time and full-time. It all depends on like what you want to put into it. There's coaches that show up every once in a while, like they do 1 or 2 hours a week, or there's coaches that spend like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. However much time, like intentional time you put into this, that's how fast you're going to grow your business. But like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. You got to have this long-term vision of where you want to get it, to. And at the end of the day, your success is all going to be based on how many people's lives you can change. Because yes, the money is cool and everything, but helping people is even cooler. Like helping people live their best life and helping people get healthy, helping people feel confident. When we focus on other people first, when we focus on adding value, all the other results are going to happen as a byproduct. So those are three types of coaching: discount coaching, hobby coaching, and then full-time coaching. So the next topic I want to go into is time and tasks. So as I said, you can put as little or as much time as you want into this. The coolest thing with coaching is if you build it, if you build loyal leaders, if you build leaders that have a strong foundation and you duplicate your system, so like if you find business partners, like you're building a team, and you help them grow so they're not reliant on you so much and they put in the work. So you could go on vacation and those people on your team that want to change other people's lives are helping you bring in residual income. So every Thursday, you're going to have a paycheck that gets deposited to your bank for other people on your team. But you just have to stick with it long enough in order to build that loyal team. So it all comes down to how dedicated you are, how, you got to have perseverance, because there's going to be people that quit. There's going to be people that join. And I'm saying this stuff not to scare you guys or anything like that. I'm just setting up intentions or expectations, because I want to see you guys succeed. And it's just like a fitness journey. You got to have that long-term mindset, because things outside your control are going to happen. We all grow at different speeds. So if you continue to learn, you continue to grow, you continue to learn from your struggles, you're just going to keep growing and you're going to eventually reach your goals. So the tasks that we do, the most important thing is inviting. So like what we did for you guys, inviting to a coach sneak peek, we have these Facebook groups called challenge groups, where it's really cool. You get people in this group and we all support each other. Like, I know a lot of people say, I just don't have time to check in with everybody. It seems like a lot of work. But the cool thing with the group is you get people in there and you build a community. You get people that are supporting one another. That helps out a lot with making it fun and everybody staying accountable to their journey. And then I just go in there, like I provide clean eating tips, I provide fitness tips. And that being said, you don't have to be a fitness or nutrition expert in order to be a coach, because everything is laid out for you. Expert fitness trainers, expert nutritionalists and dietitians, you just have to like lead with love. Like you just have to give people your love. So checking in with your challenge group, checking in with your challengers, making sure people are reaching their goals, one-on-one messaging, following up with people, and growing your network. And because at the end of the day, if we aren't talking to new people, it's basically like our business is closed. That's just kind of like Target. You have to have new people coming into the store in order to make new business. And there's going to be people that are going, there's going to be people that are loyal to the end with you. And there's going to be people that just want like something to do for now until they do something else. But you just keep talking to new people and you build those loyal customers, you build those loyal coaches that stick around. And that's all residual income coming in every Thursday from the work you did in the beginning. And it compounds over time the more people you get. And the more people that the more people on your team that bring in other people, that's all compounding over time. So those are the tasks. The last thing I want to talk about is the live events. Like the live events are so much fun and it's so frustrating because of COVID. We, every year we have this event called Beachbody Summit. I believe it's 4 days, where each day they have like this different, they have these different events planned. So you wake up, you do a group workout with one of the trainers. Like you pick a trainer that you want to do a workout with. And then right from the workout, you are in different entrepreneurial trainings. So like how to build your business, how to market yourself, how to talk to new people, mindset training. See, there's everything that we need to be successful for this business if we're just coachable and if we take action, if we're willing to learn. And me and Joe are going to be there for you every step of the way to make sure you're not doing this alone. And we're going to be there for you if you have questions. So you have these different trainings from these top coaches. Some of these coaches have made millions in this business, and you're learning directly from those coaches on how to build your business. You have the different workshops, and then they have what's called a Beachbody Classic. That's what I was talking about. The physique competition I won top 10 in. That's an optional thing to do, but it's a great it's a great goal to have if you want to really step outside of your comfort zone and take it to that next level. And it's just so cool just being around all these guys that you meet online, or these guys and the girls that you meet online, and then you're just able to meet everybody in person. And I've been in groups of people in the past where everybody's just trying to be cool. Like I'm cooler than you, but that's not how it is with Beachbody. What I love so much is even if we're thousands of miles away, it seems like we're still so close, because we're all working on our mindsets. We're all working on our fitness. We're all working on our health. We're all trying to make the world a better place. And then when you're around people like that, even if you have doubts, even if you struggle, something as simple as somebody saying, you got this, like you can do this, don't give up, it's huge. And being around people that inspire you to dream bigger is huge as well. So just being around those people at the events, and they have these different award ceremonies like the Beachbody Challenge, where they have the top transformations. That's super inspiring and very emotional when you watch it, to see what these people have gone through from where they were to where they're at now. They have different product announcements. It's just so much fun. It's just the energy. You have a big group workout that you do outside. That's what I miss the most. I miss the group workout. Like 20,000 people in the streets all working out together. There's just so much energy. COVID. I want to be there. So those are my tasks that I want to talk about. So I'm going to push it over to Joe. You can continue, buddy.
All right, cool. And don't worry, we'll be in St. Louis next year for Summit, plus all the other trips that Beachbody offers to us, just for helping people. So anyway, the first thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm sure this is one of the most interesting topics, is how we get paid as Beachbody coaches. But before I jump into that, because this is a legitimate business opportunity, I have to give you a disclaimer. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. A coach's income is based solely on their determination, skill level, and level of grit, and how much effort they put into this business. So with that said, let's talk about money. So there are a bunch of different ways that Beachbody coaches get paid. Mike talked about some of the live trips. Some of these you pay for on your own. Like Summit is not a free trip. That is a trip that you can choose to go to, but there are some free trips that you can earn as part of Beachbody Coach, depending on how many people you help. And there are other different ways that Beachbody coaches get compensated, but I'm going to talk about the two main ways that we get compensated. And the first one is through retail commission. The second one is from team bonuses from building a team. So let's talk about retail commission. And this is a majority of what a coach earns when they are a new coach. Okay, you just start coaching tomorrow or today, and you don't have a team yet. You're just a team of one. So you're going to be earning commission on anything that somebody buys through you. So you help somebody start a fitness program or start a supplement program or a combination of both. Beachbody will give you 25% commission on anything, any products that people that other people buy through you, through your from your customers, and that good night, honey. Sorry, my little guy was saying good night, and I was trying not to be distracted, but he wins. Anyway, so Beachbody gives you a 25% commission on all the products that your customers buy through you. And like I said, that is the majority of the way a new coach is going to get paid. So that 25% commission is based on you helping one person. Now, as you start helping that person or group of people, you're going to start to inspire some of those people to become coaches just like you did. And as you inspire those people to want to help even more people, you start to form a team. And when you form a team, it's the coolest thing, because like me, Joe Saya, and Mike alone, we can only individually help so many people in this world. But when we start to form teams and we're able to help even more people, then that's when the magic happens, because that's when you start to earn, Mike had mentioned it before, residual income. Beachbody calls it team cycling bonuses. So as your team starts to help other people, they'll collect commission, but then there's also this thing called volume that is accrued. And I'm not going to get into too much detail in this. As you decide to join coaching, we'll talk about volume a lot more in your team training, but essentially you'll start to accrue volume. And Beachbody will track that in your back office, and you'll see all the volume that you're collecting. And the cool thing is a coach that maybe you signed up with, or a coach who signed up with you helps another person, that coach gets volume, and then you're getting the volume too. Plus the coach that signed you up will get volume as well. And it just keeps going up the ladder. And what Beachbody does is, as you collect a certain amount of volume, they deduct that volume from you, and then they'll pay you that team cycle bonus. So that's where a majority of coaches who stick around long enough to build a team start to amass a lot of money. So the problem Mike was alluding to, those who sometimes will join this opportunity and quit, they do so before the magic happens. They do so because they're a new coach and they're like, well, I only helped 3 people today, and I got a $50, I only helped 3 people this month and I got a $50 commission on each one. Okay, so that's $150 that you didn't have this month, but you just got paid $150 in commission during the month, and you helped 3 people. And those people, if you give them a great experience in your challenge group, maybe one of them might want to be a coach next month. Maybe the other 2 just want to stay as customers, and maybe they want to continue drinking Shakeology, which is our amazing superfood shake that Mike and I both drink every day. So you're going to collect commission on those 2 who decided not to be coaches. But then you've got another customer who decided to become a coach. And then when you train him or her to help more people, now you're a team of 2. And maybe the next month you help 3 more people, and that other coach helps 3 more people. Now you've helped 6 people. And now you're getting volume for helping 6 people, even though you might not have met the other three. You only met one person, and then you've continued to meet new people, so you just met 3 new people, but you're getting volume on 6 people. And then that cycle might repeat again. Maybe of the 3 new people, one of them wants to become a coach. And the first person who became a coach, one of her first 3 people, one of them want to become a coach. Now that next month, you're a team of 4. And maybe each one of you helped 3 more people. So 4 times 3 each, that's 12 new people plus remaining customers. And now the math starts to get all messed up. But the great thing about it is Beachbody tracks it all and makes it easy for you to see how many people you're helping. And little by little, you can start seeing how this opportunity can start growing. And then faster than you know it, maybe you've got a team of 100 coaches, each helping 3 people a month, and maybe bringing in 1 or 2 new coaches a month, and your team starts to grow. Mike and I both have a mentor. His name is Keith. He's been doing this business a long time, over 10 years. In fact, he wrote a book on how to be successful in this business. He's got a downline, and that's what we call that's what Beachbody calls the team, is your extended team. And that is people that you've signed up, people that have signed up with those who you've signed up, and so forth. And it starts to grow as a big team, and that becomes your downline. Everyone who basically signed up with either you or someone you signed up or someone they signed up, that becomes your downline. And our mentor, Keith, has a downline of over 30,000 coaches. And I got a chance to meet him at one of our quarterly meetings because he's from Massachusetts, just like I am. So I see him quite a bit. And the most astounding thing that Keith has ever told me, it was more astounding than the fact that he has a downline of 30,000 coaches, is the fact that he only personally signed up a little over 100 of those people. How does that happen? He only signed up 100 people, and some of them have quit, and yet he's got a downline of over 30,000 people. And another cool thing that he talked about, Mike alluded to this too, about going on vacation, but he took it to even the most extreme. He needed some extended family time. And he basically took almost a year off from his business. And when he came back, his business had grown, not shrunk. And the reason for that is because he had spent time building the base of his business and building up leaders. You're not looking for 100 people, 1,000 people, or 10,000, 30,000 people. What you're looking for is 5 leaders. Now, you may have to go through 100, 1,000, 30,000 people to find those 5 leaders. But let me put it to you this way. If we were all sitting in a basketball arena, and you guys were up in the stands and I'm down on the basketball court, and I had 30,000 red Solo cups, and I had them all flipped over on the basketball floor, and I yell up to you guys in the stands and I said, you guys can come down here and stop flipping cups. And I'll tell you, under 5 of these 30,000 cups are diamonds. How fast would you get out of your seat and come down and start flipping cups? Now, I can't tell you whether when you'll find those diamonds. It might be the first 5 cups you flip. Probably not. Might be the last 5 cups you flip. Probably not. Most likely they're going to be spaced out somewhere in the middle. But I'll tell you one thing that is a certainty. You will never find those diamonds if you don't start flipping cups, or if you stop flipping those cups. And the metaphor here is sharing this opportunity with other people. Okay? Out there in the world right now, and we're in operations in the United States, Canada, the UK, and we just opened up in France. Okay? And there's more countries on the horizon. There are people in this world who are future Beachbody leaders that are not Beachbody coaches today. Maybe they're in a country that, we're not in, but I'll tell you, there's a lot in the United States who will be joining tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. There are some who are 17 years old who will be, showing up as an 18-year-old ready to sign up next month, next year, 3 years. Heck, my son Josh, who just interrupted me, is only 8. 10 years from now, he's going to be a Beachbody leader. I know it. That kid has no problems with confidence. But he's mine, so stay away. But the thing is that there are so many people out there that just haven't been invited, whether they need help with their fitness or whether they're looking for something for their opportunity, for financial opportunities or for freedom away from, just a career that they don't love. They're waiting for an invite. And, they may not say yes at first. And we'll get into, objections and how we address those at the very next topic. But I'm telling you, they're out there. Those are those diamonds that are under those red Solo cups that you've got to flip over or invite, share this opportunity. And that's what we do. Mike talked about, the tasks that we do. We need to be the proof of the product. We're doing the workouts. We're using these amazing supplements and Shakeology. And that is not only building muscle and stuff for aesthetics, it's really changing people's health. I mean, I'll tell you right now, my cholesterol was north of 250. Anything over 200 is bad. Mine was over 250. After doing these workouts and drinking Shakeology, it dropped all the way down into the 160s. And, and that's when my doctor took me off the meds. Now it's in the 150s because I've been doing this for a number of years now. Coming up on 5 years, I think next week, of drinking Shakeology every day. And, and it's the best thing that I've ever done because it's just real health. There's nothing better than waking up and getting out of bed and just feeling good. Nothing beats that. And that's what you share to other people. So you build your own story. And it doesn't matter, and we'll talk about this again in the objections. I'm starting to drip into the next topic. But it doesn't matter where you are on your journey. You can be in the middle of your journey like Mike and I are, and you'll never catch me saying I'm at the end of my journey because I'll always feel like I'm in the middle now because there's always stuff that I can improve on. But whether you're in the middle of your journey or whether you are on day one, maybe you're that Joe from 6 years ago who looked in the mirror or looked at pictures of himself at the beach and was so embarrassed that he deleted the picture. Okay? If you have the courage to start to improve your own life and you share about that with other people, they will follow you because they will see themselves in you. They will see the direction that you're heading. They will see the fear, but they will also see the courage that you're pushing past the fear. And they will follow you. So objections, you're going to get a lot of them if you're doing this right. If you're not getting objections, if people aren't saying no to you, then you're doing something wrong. You're not talking to enough people. But let's talk about what objections are and what they're not. We'll start with what they're not. Objections are not a final answer. Okay? Might sound like a no, and our first inclination is like, hey, you want to do this? Nope. Okay. You know, it's like that. If you've ever seen Tommy Boy, when he first goes out and he's trying to pitch his dad's business, and he's nervous about it and he doesn't know what's going on, and they just keep going one scene after another, and the guy's like, no, and he's like, okay, and he's like out the door before they even finish the saying the word no. And but then he gets a little bit of confidence and he starts to speak from the heart, and he gets one guy to listen, and that's all it is. There's a book, and as Beachbody coaches, we encourage each other to read a lot of books and do personal development. It's called Go for No. And one of the things that it teaches is that no's are good things, because you're basically, and this, I don't want this to sound bad, but what you're trying to do is you're looking at individuals and you're trying to sort them, okay? And not in a stereotypical way, but when you're sharing this opportunity to somebody, you don't know what they're going to say. They might say yes, they might say no. But what you're trying to do is find out what their answer is at this time. Because no's aren't final answers. So they might say no, then later on they might say yes. But you're trying to sort them out. And the only way that you don't know is if you don't ask. You can't put your mind into theirs and determine what their answer is. You can't look at somebody and say, oh, they'll never say yes. You have no idea what someone else is going to say. All you can do is be confident and passionate about what you're doing and why you love it, and you want to share it to them. And they might say no. And you can say, hey, thanks for getting back to me. I really appreciate that. Would it be okay if I follow up with you in a couple of months to see if anything's changed? Some people will say no to that. No, I'm never going to be interested. Okay, that's fine. And, they'll still continue to follow you. They'll still they'll still see you doing your workouts, gaining results, sharing about your journey. And maybe another time they'll reconsider. Or they might say, yeah, follow up with me in a couple months. So you do that. Okay, so no's aren't final answers. They're something that you actually want to strive for. What an objection is a question. That person has some doubts. Whether it's they doubt the opportunity is legitimate, they doubt that the opportunity is something that they can do, or maybe they have doubts that they can afford it. Maybe they have doubts whether it will work for them or work for other people. You don't know what that objection is unless they come out and tell you straight out. Most people won't. They'll just at first will say no, or they'll ignore you or something like that. But the best way to address an objection is to find out what the objection is. And you do that by asking questions. So somebody says no, okay. Again, thank you for letting me know. I really appreciate it. Would you mind if I asked you why you're not interested at this time? That's a tough question. But when you get it out there, someone will be like, well, I had a coach. I knew somebody who was a coach, or I knew somebody who was in an MLM business. And this is what Beachbody coaching is, multi-level marketing. And maybe they have a story built up in their head about what coaching is and what coaching isn't. And now that you know what their question is, now you can talk to them about it and you can actually address it. And the way to do that is not by focusing on changing their mind. It's about sharing authentically your story or someone else's story. So today I shared my story, Mike shared his story, but I also shared another story with you guys. I shared our mentor, Keith, his story. Because I'm not there yet. I don't have a downline of 30,000 people. I strive for that. That would be wonderful to know that I've had that impact on that many lives. I'm doing good, but I haven't been doing it as long as Keith has. So I shared Keith's story to open up your minds to what this opportunity can do for other people. And that's what you do, sharing authentically the stories of other people. You do not lie. You do not make things up. I didn't tell you that I had 30,000 people in my downline because that's not true.
It's 10 o'clock.
It is. But if you share stories and be a collector of stories, okay? I have a story for almost any topic. Somebody wants to tell me that they're pregnant. I've never been pregnant, but I can share a story about my coach who's been pregnant twice, who's drank Shakeology through both pregnancies, who's committed to staying on track with her fitness through both pregnancies, and who's rebounded after both pregnancies quicker because of Beachbody. I can share her story. I can share other stories. I can share Mike's story. Mike can share my story, and we both have. You share stories. You don't argue with people. Someone says it's expensive. Hey, I thought it was expensive too. I told you I've been doing Beachbody for 6 years, but I've only been drinking Shakeology for 5. Why? Because that first year I wasn't a coach. And I didn't have a coach sharing the benefits of Shakeology to me. All I saw was the price. And I thought it was expensive. $130 for a shake? Are you kidding me? I can go to GNC and buy protein powder for like $14.95. It's the same thing, right? Wrong. It's not. It's not the same thing. But I wasn't being educated. I didn't have somebody giving me an objection. So when my coach reached out to me and said, you would make a fantastic coach, the first thing she had to do was share about Shakeology. And she told me about Shakeology and how it's got 70 superfoods in it and how it will help you lose weight, help your cholesterol. I mean, these things are not tested in a clinical trial, but I can tell you my cholesterol went way down after I jumped onto Shakeology. That's my personal experience. Okay? So you share these stories, you ask questions, and you know what? At the end of it all, they still might say no, but some will say yes. And you've done your job. Okay? So those are the two main topics that I wanted to talk to you guys about, the financials and objections. And my final topic is about how you get started. Okay? So the first thing you do is you've got to think about it. You've got to say yes. So you talk to me, you talk to Mike, whoever invited you here, and you say, Mike, I want to do this coaching opportunity with you because I think you guys are awesome and I want to be part of your team. And I want to help people. I want to earn money on the side. Whatever your reason for, you've got to determine. We call that a why. Why do you want to do this? And you're going to have multiple whys. So I have a why for fitness. My why for fitness is to be the healthiest dad I can for my boys. But I also have a why for being a coach. I want freedom. I want financial freedom, and I want freedom of time. One positive thing that COVID has done for many of us is it's given us more time with our families. And that's something that I appreciate every single day. But eventually COVID will end. I will go back to my day job, which is in clinical research. I'll be working as a coach before I go to work and after I get home, because that's my passion. And it's an amazing thing to say that your job is helping other people. So whatever your why is, you've got to determine that, and you've got to share that with the coach who brought you here. Now, that coach will give you the best options in terms of signing up. Most coaches will sign up with what we call a challenge pack. Okay, a couple options for challenge pack. They all come with Beachbody On Demand, which Mike has shared that it's our Netflix of fitness. You get every program that Beachbody has offered. You also, most people will sign up with a Shakeology challenge pack. So you get 1 month of Shakeology. You get all the programs for a year, fitness and nutrition, and then you get 1 month of Shakeology. That's the base pack. There are other packs that include more products in them, but the base pack is that Shakeology challenge pack with Beachbody On Demand. Okay. So like I said, you get a full year of Beachbody On Demand, which includes the fitness and the nutrition programs. And you get 1 month of Shakeology. And you get that for, the normal price is $160. I think it's on sale still for $20 off this month. So if you sign up before the end of the month, it would be $140 for that base pack. And I'm not going to go through all of the other packs, but there are other packs that have other products in it too. Another option, for some reason, if you have tried Shakeology before and you don't want to use it, although it is a lifeline for your business, so unless you're allergic to it, it's highly recommended that you try it out. But another option would be the Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack with Beachbody Performance. And that will give you the two products, Beachbody's Performance Energize and Recover, pre-workout and post-workout. Your coach can get into more detail about the difference in the packs and stuff like that and all of the different options. But that's basically on a normal month. And again, I mentioned it's on sale this month for $140. The regular price is $160. That is your price to start your business. Okay. And that's the only thing you spend in month one. Okay. Month two now, you're a coach. Oh, and before I get into month two, by signing up with a challenge pack too, Beachbody will waive, there's a $40 coach sign up fee, and Beachbody waives that. Okay. So if you wanted to sign up without purchasing a challenge pack, there's a $40 sign up fee. But because you buy that challenge pack and you're starting your fitness journey, then Beachbody waives that $40 sign up fee. Now, maybe you're a customer, you signed up with a challenge pack just to be a customer, not to be a coach, like 2-3 months ago. What happens then? Do I have to pay the coach sign up fee? The answer is yes. You do have to pay the sign up fee. So now you spent $160 maybe like 4 months ago. and sign up as a coach, you do have to pay the $40 fee, but Beachbody will immediately reimburse you. You fill out a form that takes 15 seconds to fill out and submit it to them. And within 48 hours, they'll refund your $40 because they'll look back in their records just to double check that you purchased a challenge pack in the last year. And then they'll reimburse you that $40 almost immediately. So before you notice it's gone, it's back in your account. Okay. So now month 2, what happens? Okay. Well, first of all, you've gotten some amazing training from Mike and I on how to be successful in your first month and hopefully make some of that initial investment back. But now you're just continuing to purchase your own products. Okay, so you've already got Beachbody On Demand. You've got that for a whole year, so that's already paid for and done. You can continue using the workouts and the nutrition plan, but now you're loving Shakeology, so now you're going to be getting your next bag of Shakeology. Well, because you're a coach, and this is another one of the benefits, you're getting 25% off on all future products. So you're saving 25% off of Shakeology right from the beginning, which is where Mike alluded to the discount coach. That's what the discount coach signs up for because, hey, I've got Beachbody On Demand and I love Shakeology. Why should I pay $130 for Shakeology when I can sign up as a discount coach, or as we like to call it, a VIP customer, and I could pay $97 instead? Okay. So that's where that comes in. Now, as a coach and starting in month 2, you do have to pay a $15 coach fee. But now we've already told you you're saving over $30 on Shakeology. So you're saving $30 and now you pay a $15 coach fee. That $15 coach fee is to compensate Beachbody for handling all of the customer service for you, all of the shipping, all of the returns, all of the storage. They give you your own website and they maintain a back office for you with all reports and all of your financials, so you don't have to do any of that. If you think of your own standard brick and mortar business, like if I were opening a gym, if Mike and I were opening a gym, okay, all of those books we would have to keep on our own. We would have to plug in number after number. Beachbody gives us our own back office so that all we have to do is pick a few products, hit send, and they go to your email. You look it over, you put in your financials, and then that goes into Beachbody's system. It automatically goes into the coach's back office. It's all calculated, all there, all for you. It's like having your own personal accountant, own personal web maker, own personal like shipping and manufacturing and all of that stuff for $15 a month. It's like, I feel like I'm ripping off Beachbody, honestly. And so you're paying that, and that's the only thing you pay Beachbody ever, $15 a month. And it starts in month 2 because we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So in month 1, you're only buying your challenge pack, which is for you. And if you hate it, you can cancel it, return it. Even if you drank the entire bag of Shakeology and you're like, blah, or I don't want to do this anymore, you return it, they'll refund you the $160 and you didn't lose anything for trying it for a month. But in month 2, you decide it's awesome, you want to be part of it, then you pay $15 a month. And all you do is purchase the products that you loved in month 1 that you need to replenish for yourself in month 2. So that's the cool thing. So that's how you get started. after you get started, I mentioned before, Mike and I will set you up in our new coach training, where we go through these tasks that you do on a daily basis in more detail, and we support you from the moment you start all the way through, and we constantly support you forever. So anyway, that's all I had to share tonight, guys, and I'm extremely grateful that you all came and that you listened in for the whole call. Hope you learned something tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the coach who brought you here. And we'd be more than happy to go into greater detail in any one of the topics. All right.
You guys have any questions about anything?
All right, cool. So we'll reach out to you guys tomorrow, and we can talk a little bit further about getting you all started. So looking forward to seeing some new faces on our team, and have a great night, guys. All right.
Thank you guys for joining.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Appreciate the time. Have a good night, guys.